Good morning. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. It's Tuesday, 9th of February. I'm just checking I'm in the right place and sharing over to my group. I might have to zoom in a little as much as I don't want to touch that zoom button. Just bear with me. It's always good just to hang for a minute and see who's coming on as well. Oh, I just clicked the wrong button then. If you're joining, please do say hello. My brain isn't engaging on what I should be doing. That's because it's cold today. That wind is biting. Okay, we've got a bit of light reflection. Morning, Belle. How are you, my lovely? Oh, I know. I need to zoom in a bit. I'm a little bit far away and I need to zoom. It also doesn't look, it's looking fuzzy. Now, I don't know if that's just because I'm looking through my Mac. I don't know. I might just tempted to I'm just going to tape my grid paper down because I quite often do that so it doesn't move about. Put that out of the way. You're not fussy there, no, you know me. I'm fussy as ever. I'm looking at the top part where I've got my host code, and on my Mac it looks like it's not fuzzy. You're saying it's not fuzzy, yeah, but it looks, maybe it's my connection over here because I'm different setup to what I've got in the house. We've got GigaClear over in the house, but it sends it over here somehow. Don't ask me, I am not technical whatsoever. So, do I risk a bit of a zoom, or let's have a go at letting we might get a wobble. Just going to come in a little bit. Bit of a wobble. I'll just let it catch up and then I might have to just move you a bit. Is it coming in? Such a delay when you're watching, it's frustrating. Now it's as crooked as ever, so I'm going to have to turn it. Got to learn not to be so fussy. Okay, so welcome if you are joining me for this live Facebook stamping session. This is round 5 of my Stampin' Chat. Round 5. That's 5 times 5 weeks. That's a lot of weeks. Where is the time going? We are on week 3, so these are the last 2 cards that we've created for the floating and fluttering round. So this was the one we did last week. We're using similar colours to this one this week. So if you are stamping with me live, I know some of you are still waiting on your stamp sets to come, and I can do nothing but apologise about that. There has been movement with deliveries coming, but it seems that orders that were placed earlier in the month are kind of being held back a little bit. I'm just moving my grid. See, like I'm fussing. Orders that were placed earlier in the month are kind of they're not lost by any means. They are not lost. They're being held back by other people who haven't filled out their customs forms properly. And it's holding back whole shipments rather than, they're not releasing individual items from a shipment. So basically, if your order, like a couple of mine, have been sort of stuck on the tracking system, I think they're just being held back. Some other companies haven't filled out proper customs forms, and it just means that it's holding back the whole of the shipment. So, but thankfully, yesterday my catalogues arrived. So I have a whole load of new mini catalogues. So if you have discovered me recently, you don't have a demonstrator already, and you would like a copy of the new mini catalogue, that is this one here. This is the January to June. And then we also have the celebration brochure. I've had a delivery of those today. I did obviously already have a delivery in December, early December, which I posted out to a lot of you, but I realised that I didn't order enough, so placed another order, and they finally come. So, and also I've had my cardstock come, my 12 by 12 papers, so that I can finish packing today for my scrapbooking kits in the post, which is really good. Moving you again. Another little twist. Okay. So if you're stamping with me live, if you're catching up on the replay, you can still comment. I will still get notifications through YouTube that you found me and that you're commenting. So do come on and say hi. You will need your card number 3. So we'll move these 2 out of the way. And obviously your stamp set. And you will need your ink pad. That's included in your kit. And if you want to use your sponge, I don't think I've used it on any layers, but we may well just, your little sponge wedge. And you will also need some of the denim ribbon that was in your kit as well. Okay, I've mounted my stamps already. Just adjusting my glasses, and let's bring in what you will need. So you will need your soft seafoam base this morning. I'll show you the card. Here's today's card. Now I don't know if you can see, but this butterfly is embossed. Now if you think that looks too plain, then you can just add a stamped butterfly on there. That's entirely up to you. But I wanted it to be quite crisp and fresh, and in the flesh it does stand out that it's embossed as well. I actually love this colour combo of the soft sea foam with the Night of Navy and the Seaside Spray. Who's joining us? Jacqueline, good morning. How are you today? Hello, Lynn. Oh, lovely to have you join us. And yeah, so this is the DSP from the Celebration brochure. I'm going to show you again because I show you every week. It's my favourite. It's this one here, the Paper Blooms. Honestly, it is divine. I have pieces, so everybody had pieces in their kit. I've cut into some of mine, but they are just delicious. And these can be yours for free with a £45 order during our Celebration promotion. But don't forget, guys, that it ends at the end of February. Okay, let's just show you the other side. So this is the one I'm going to be cutting into today. So we've got some quite solid patterns on the reverse. Got that lovely floral Rococo Rose one as well. So really lovely colours, and the colours in the DSP is what inspired me on my cards. So let's put those to one side. The other thing I thought I would do today is maybe just add a bit of Wink of Stella. If you don't know what that is, it's like a liquid glittery brush that just adds a beautiful finishing touch. We do sell this, it's in the catalogue, it's along with all the accessories, page 147, and it's £7.50. So it's a lovely addition to your just regular products that you use, just to add that little bit of sparkle with ease. Okay, so pull out, going to pop the card to one side, and you need to grab your bits and pieces that came with your kit, she says, dropping them on the floor and picking up her hair at the same time. So you will have 2 pieces of Whisper White. I am now on my basic white cardstock. Okay, so I've used all of my Whisper White. I've had basic white deliveries, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, I can see hardly any difference whatsoever. It performs the same. The only difference, which is a visible one, which is it's a slightly crisper white, the basic white. So I'm actually using basic white. Your kits have already been cut, so you've got Whisper White pieces in there. So you will have 2 pieces of Whisper White, one slightly smaller than the other. The smaller one is your front layer. The large one is your insert. So I'm going to put that separately to one side. Then you've got a strip of Night of Navy, one of Soft Sea Foam, and a couple of die cut butterflies for those of you that didn't get the dies that go with this. And talking of the dies, if you've not seen them, here they are. So lovely set, 10 in there. You get 2 of this large one, which is really, really handy for when you're doing multiple cards. But you also get the individual butterflies from these 3 here, so which is really, really handy. And then you've got this embossed butterfly that we're using today and some leaves, a lovely frame die, which is so handy. And I also love these little leaves as well. I'm going to be die cutting some of those later. So that's the fluttering dies. And remember, when you buy those with the stamp set, you save yourself some pennies as well. So you'll save 10%. So let's get stamping. What do we need to do first? Let us, while we're about, bring back your DSP. Now you can use whichever pattern you want, but I'm going to use this one here. Let's just bring in the card. I'm going to cut this one just so that it's ready before we do go any further. So it measures 3 3/4. I've got a bit hiding. Is it hiding under my ribbon? No, it's right on there. 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. So I'm literally going to just cut that at 1 1/2 in my trimmer, and then at 3 3/4. And I've still got plenty left there to use for later. So we're going to pop that over there to the side as well. I'm still on a bit of a crook, aren't I? But so let's do the stamping. I have my lovely new pad of grid paper arrive. It's 6 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches square. So it's for the Stamparatus, but you get this lovely pad, centimetres on one side, inches on the other, that is so useful. If you don't have, you might not be like me, but I love to work on my grid paper. And I like to try and keep it, especially when I'm doing lives and doing videos, I try to keep it as clean as I can. So by having like a piece of scrap paper to do bits of stamping or blending with the brush, it just helps keep this clean so that when I'm showing you things on there, it's not detracting from what I'm doing or, you know, getting in the way. So I always like to have it separate, but I adore this paper. That's sad, isn't it? Because it's just chopped up grid paper. It's specially made to fit the Stamparatus. But if maybe you don't want to get the big sheets, this would be a good way to go. So you've just got a small piece on your desk that helps you to line things up, because that's why I love my grid paper so much, because it does help me to line things up. And you all know that I like things to be straight. I'm not good at embracing the wonk, am I, Belle? I'm trying, but I'm not that great at it. So you'll need to grab your stamps. You're going to need quite a large block for this one here. I've tried mounting it on a D block. It doesn't quite fit. This is our E block. Obviously, if you've got the Stamparatus, you can use it in there. Now, Stamparatus, call it what you like. I quite often change my mind and call it either or, just depending on the time, how it comes out. So you'll need some scrap Whisper White. I pop pieces into your kit and open up your Seaside Spray. And I thought today I would have a go at doing my butterfly in a different way as to what we did last time. So I think I'm going to stamp it off basically, and then I'm going to fill it in. Let me bring in my little stamp. I'm going to fill it in with the detailed stamp with the full ink, so not the second generation. I'll show you what I mean. and we'll see how it looks, because I've not planned this. It was just a thought this morning when I was setting things up. So I'm going to ink this one, and I'm feeling, oh, my paper's wedged under my stand and I'm moving you, which isn't great. I've got a feeling that I'm going to stamp on this bit and save that first generation for another project. And I'm just going to huff on this very gently and then stamp it down again. Now, if it's too pale, I will totally change my mind. Yeah, I'm totally changing my mind. It's just too pale. Let's just try again with that one, because I'm only wanting this little single butterfly. So can you see I'm just going to ink up that corner. I do want the leaves. I'm just going to see, because I did press really hard first time round. Just see if I can grab that little butterfly. That's better. So this is obviously too pale, I'm thinking, because I do need the leaves as well. I'm going to go on the emergency side and not stamp off so vigorously. So just gently stamp off and then go back in. That's okay. I can cope with that. I'm going to go with that. And then I'm just using, and we're going to be using a couple of these leaves, but this is the butterfly that I want today. So I'm going to take the inner part, the two-step part of it, and just ink up. Now I cannot see at all. I'm going to have to hover right over, so I'm not going to talk for a moment. It was a bit skew-if. Really not happy with that. That's the pitfall of videoing when your camera's right in the way. So I'm going to stamp it off, ink that one up again, and have another go, and not breathe and not talk for a moment while I hover right over my camera. That's better. And try and line it in. It was so quiet then, I could even hear the clock ticking in the background. So that's fine. I will cut this one out and cut that butterfly separately as well, so that is not a problem. What else do I need to stamp? I think that's the only bit of stamping, I do believe, until we get to the greeting. So let's take that to one side for the moment. Oh, I've creased all my dimensionals. And pull in some dies. So we're going to use this one. And I'm also going to cut, if it will fit. Might be able to do that. Cut that at the same time. Let's just grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Boss machine, my baby Boss. Or mini Boss, has a multitude of names, and a little bit of washi tape, and just stick this down because I don't want it going anywhere while we run it through. And that one will just fit there. I don't like the dies to be too close together when you're cutting, because it will indent them if they're overlapping. They're literally very close. So top plate on, and I'm hanging that edge over because that will help me to run it through my machine easier. So just running that through. Bring this in. I know you've all seen this. Isn't it cute? So portable. And then just pull these off. Push that out carefully. I keep my little bits of washi tape there because you can reuse them, because fresh washi tape can be a little bit sticky. Right, let's just move that to one side for the moment. Okay, so we've got some pieces die cut. We need to trim around these leaves. So let's just do that quickly. So I think we'll have these two over here. So how are we all doing? What do we think of this chilly weather? I lit the fire early this morning. So I have to keep remembering to pop over and pop a log on. I've got it on low, it's not beaming out over there, it's just on low, so it's giving out a nice bit of heat. Just trim that a bit off there like that. And those I will keep for another project. Not that one though, I think that one might have to go in the bin. And let's just bring in these. Oh, I do need to die cut another butterfly. Let me show you that embossed one. Have I got a scrap? Just get myself another scrap of white. Bring that back in. Let's take those pieces off because we don't need those. A bit of Whisper White. And then I'm just going to run this one through. How pretty. Don't need to tape it because it's not lined up with anything. So yeah, so it was before 7 when I actually went around the garden with Alfie this morning. He's over in the house, by the way. He's been over with me this morning here, but I just left him over there, which he's never too impressed with, as he watches me out of the window when I leave the house. It's like, where are you going? Why aren't you taking me? So yeah, when I went out, it was before 7, and we must have had a very mild frost because obviously it was really cold out there, but it wasn't really frosty. But we had snow yesterday, and it didn't all melt. I can still see, I'm looking across and I can still see it on the roof of the boiler room. The snow didn't all melt, and the ground was sort of white, but it wasn't frost. It was like remnants of snow left from yesterday, but it didn't feel that cold. And then now I think maybe the wind has picked up. Gosh, it's really cold out there. Really, really chilly. I mean, I don't mind a bit of cold. I'd rather have cold than wet. Cold and dry with blue sunny skies, but there isn't much of a blue sunny sky. I've just remembered I need to do something else. So you'll need to mount up this label stamp, and we need to stamp it twice. So you should have some scrap of Seaside spray, and you need another bit of Whisper White. And we're going to do one of each. So this, now I've got my re-inker and I've re-inked my Seaside spray. It's going to stand out a lot better than it did on my original card. I don't think it'll go that way, no. Yeah, so the snowdrops are out. I think they must be called a crocus. They're a little yellow flower. I'm not great with flowers. They're out, it's really pretty. And the daffodils are trying to come through. I'm going to cut these with my scissors, just because I can. If you've got the die, run it through your machine with the die. But for the sake of the video, just going to trim it. Yeah, so Jay's not a huge fan of the daffodils popping up because when he has to start cutting the lawns, they get in the way. He has to try and manoeuvre around them. He says it's hard enough manoeuvring around all of the trees without trying to avoid the daffodils. And then as soon as they go over, he's like, can I mow them yet? Can I go over them? I'm like, no, not yet. You have to wait a bit longer. But they're all coming up in one of the beds as well, which desperately needs a good weed. But I'm going to be honest, I've not felt like going outside and gardening. It's just been too cold and damp. I'm praying for like a nice, dry, sunny, I know it's not going to be warm yet, but just sunny weekend that might just be able to get out there and get down that veg garden as well and start turning it over, ready to get some manure in there. But you like it when the daffs pop out. I know it is really a sign. It is the sign that, you know, spring is on its way, and it kind of makes us feel like, you know, we're moving forward. We're coming out of winter, which we are obviously, but it's just, I just love it when they start popping up. Focus, Kerry. Right. Not base layer, top layer. Make sure it's the right one. Just going to check with mine. And check that piece measures the same, which it does. Yeah, I do love the spring. I actually like all of our seasons. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm not a fan of the cold. I hate being cold, but I love the dark mornings, and they are getting brighter, definitely. And obviously we're drawing out now. I'm noticing that when I leave the studio at the end of my working day, that it's getting lighter. I think it was just gone 5:30 last night, and it was just starting to get dusk. So need to get some Tombow. I haven't opened mine today, so I'm hoping sometimes the end, can you see that end, just seals over. Yeah, I do kind of like the dark mornings. I don't know why. I think it just makes me feel that, because I'm an early bird anyway and I'm up and about, it makes me feel like I'm getting on with my day extra early. So we're just going to lay that one down first. And we need to think about these two pieces next. So this one is going to hide under here. Now you can do, if you want to, chop this one in half and save the other half for something else, which I think I will do because we're only using half of it. And you're not going to see my scruffy edge that I've just cut because it's hiding underneath. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go yet, but this piece is going to hide it like that. So I think roughly there, whereabouts, where I've got it. So a bit of Tombow on there. And just pop that one down. Like that. I'm looking to see if this is straight. And then next we can pop some glue on the back of your soft sea foam layer. Hello if you're just joining on the live. Of course, you'll know if I'm live because you'll see the little red button up in the top left corner, just to say that I'm live. It'd be really great if you could share this to your personal Facebook page as well. Obviously not if you're a member of my team. I'm not suggesting you do that. But if you are a customer or someone who's discovered me, it would be great for you to share this, because the more shares that happen, the more people that get to discover me as well. So, and the same, if you are finding me via YouTube, thank you for stopping by and catching me on the replay, but please do click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up because that really does help as well. Spotting a little bit of dried glue over here. Now I'm giving the table a good wobble. Yeah, so signs of spring are encouraging, aren't they? Now, before we pop this layer down and our DSP, well, I think we'll put our DSP first and then we'll wrap our ribbon around after it. So, oh, that side is lovely as well, isn't it? It's not going with the colour scheme today. So a bit of Tombow around the edge. And we want it to come up just a bit from the bottom of here. And I'm lining that on my grid and then I'm following this line here. Like that. Still feel you're a long way away and I really want to zoom, but Val, you know what happens when we touch that zoom, the zoom button? Makes me nervous. Okay, next step, ribbon. So we're going to wrap it around and just pop a glue dot either side, so that will probably be plenty. And I like to use a glue dot with ribbon because it is just so much quicker for it to dry, for it to stick. I mean, if you use Tombow, the only thing is this happens, it can be tricky to actually pull up your glue dot. Can you see it on the back there? You could, of course, put the glue dot directly on the back of the card, but then sometimes I have trouble lining it up. So I find the best way is just to pop it on either end of your ribbon. And we're just going to line that ribbon. Oh, I can see, am I being too fussy? A bit of white overhang. Let's just see if it will really stand out. No, it won't. I know you're screaming at me, or stop being so fussy. Can't help it. Can't help it, guys. It's in the blood. Okay, ribbon is on. Next, we can add this layer. Love that. It stands out a bit better than my original. Now, you could pop this up with dimensionals if you want to. Do I want to? I think not, because I've got quite a 3D butterfly going on. And I'm going to pop up my greeting as well. So we're going to have this one just so it overhangs there. Tombow. Tombow. I've been tombowed. And down a little bit lower. Like that. I really wanted to, and I didn't get to do it. I wanted to plant some tulips as well, some bulbs, and I didn't get to it, and I think I should have done it probably in October. It's too late now. Next year. Next year. I absolutely love tulips. We get a couple coming up in the garden, and they're not like your, what I call your average tulip that you would buy in the supermarket. They're quite tall and they're red as well. So yeah, I would like some tulips in the garden. I just feel it's so wet and grey out there at the moment that I haven't got not the energy, because I'm fine, but I just haven't got the will in me to go out there. And I know once, if I wrapped up, got everything on, layered up and went out there and began digging, I know I'd get really hot and then I would be totally fine. It's just the thought of it. It's like, oh, let's just stay inside. Okay, just going to layer up this lovely butterfly. A bit too much Tombow there. Where's my take your pick tool disappeared to? There it is. I was doing some die cutting before I came on here to go live. ready for my scrapbooking class that's going out. I'm hoping to get that out today or tomorrow. Lynn, you've got bright sunshine and blue skies. Yeah, it's trying to here. It's really trying. Still quite cloudy. I can see a little bit of blue sky, but I can see the Malverns, which is a good sign. Really good sign. Was it yesterday or no, Sunday, I think, when we woke up? It was really foggy. Really, really foggy. Okay, so we've just got this nice... Just trying to lift those. Nice 3D butterfly here. Okay, so I've just layered two together just to make it pop a bit, and that's going to go there. Before we do anything else, add any more layers, I'm going to bring in my base. And fold it in half and give it a score, and then we can pop this layer on. It's ready to go on now. And I'm just going to stick this one flat down with Tombow. Bit on the ribbon there. That bit will take longer to dry. And then pop that layer down with a nice even border. So if you are just finding me, I can see there's a few of you watching, and you would like a copy of the new January to June mini catalogue. Obviously it runs through to June, so we've still got plenty of shopping time left in it. Just give me a shout, drop me an email, or head over to my website, kerrytimms.co.uk. You can sign up to my newsletter there as well. You can get in touch. You can view the catalogues online via there, and also find out about the great celebration promotion we have running at the moment, and also the great opportunity about joining my team. So I've had quite a few joiners. We're February, last month. Haven't had one this month, I don't believe. I think they all came last month. So I would love to have some new people join my team. It's refreshing. It's lovely having new people coming in. And now is such a great time, because I know some of you have a little more time on your hands, and it might be that you want to be a bit more creative, and our starter kit lets you choose exactly what you want in your kit. So you could be receiving a lovely box of goodies to get creative with and share with others too. So yeah, if you want more information about joining my team, there's no pressure from me whatsoever. You can join up simply to earn the discount. You don't have to do what I'm doing. It's entirely up to you. That's the great thing about it. You can work it around another job. You can work it around your family. You can work the hours to suit you. And if you don't want to call it work, you can just call it play. Share it with your friends. I've still got another leaf somewhere to cut out. What did I do with that? I've lost one. Let's have a look on my scraps. I can cut another, it's not fine. It's fine even, it's not fine. Let's pop this one up here. So, you can see my little happy accident on the back of there. Nobody will know. Yeah, so we have some gorgeous things going on. We've got a couple of promotions happening as well. I'm going to talk to you at the end about one of them. Let's just move you down a little bit. So as I've said previously with this round, Lynn, you like the embossed butterfly. I know, isn't it lovely? The die kind of stands out better for the video, but I do love that butterfly. Yeah, in an ideal world, if you had the Night of Navy ink, this would work really well. But for the sake of the round, and I'm only including one ink pad to keep the cost down, we're making do with the two-step system. I'm hunting around for my other leaf. We're making do with one ink pad. So I'm going to cut around this one. I do not know what happened to the other. It's probably stuck to the back of something. Don't think I put it in the bin. Those two will be fine. Okay, so before we put the leaves on, I need to do a greeting or something here. And throughout this round, I've been trying to stick to just using the Many Messages stamp set because it's just so usable. I have got one of the celebration sets that I'm going to be using on the insert for my greetings. But on this one, I'm going to use the thank you. You can see I've chopped them. We're not going to go down that route because we've talked a lot about me chopping them and then never trimming them up. So let's find a little block. Oops. Mount that one up. Got a little scrap here. Also need to die cut some leaves as well. And I'm using the Memento. That was the other ink I said you would definitely need for this, because we could use the Seaside Spray, but I think we need a different colour for our sentiments and greetings. It will be too blue otherwise. I'm just going to stamp this one down. Thank you for being you. Isn't that lovely? I just love the style. The way that the fonts work together. You've got the large fonts and the small fonts. So the die that goes with that is the Messages die, I believe it's called. And I'm just wanting that nice little scallopy oval. So let's just tape that one down. And I'm going to have to run this through my big boss. Obviously this isn't going to fit through my mini, so I will just do that quickly. I've turned it around as well so that it's on the end of my desk over here, so that don't have my back to you when I turn to cut. Let's pull that out and pull you off. And there we go. Cuts that lovely little heart as well. That's got stuck in there. Let me show you. It's just in there, look. Cute. I do love that die. I know it works with the stamp set, but just on its own, it's a great die. Belle, you like mixed fonts as well. Yeah, I think we've got some really good scripty style fonts in a lot of our stamp sets at the moment. Right, I am locating a little bit of soft sea foam. I love this green. Some people would probably say it was a bit wishy-washy, but it's me to a T. Oop. Being the subtles girl that I am, I love it. Although you will know from previous lives, I really am embracing darker greens. It's got a couple more in here to push out. I think I'm only going to use one or two of these, or maybe even just one. See, there's a couple left in there. Just push those out through the holes. That's what these holes are for. Yeah, I'm feeling that I need to try and embrace a bit of colour in my life. I was having a discussion with Soph, we were chatting, and I said I love the subtles so much, and I steer towards them, but if I make anything in a bright colour, I don't like it and I feel it doesn't look right. But I know for you guys that love the colour, you probably think it's totally fine. So, right, let's get my mini dimensionals. Just pop a couple on the back of here, like that. We're going to lay that one down in this bottom corner to fill that gap. And then my leaves, on my original I had a couple. Don't know if I want a larger one up there. I prefer the original leaf that I had, but I wish I could find it. I don't know where it went. Let's just pick everything up and see. It's not on my elbows. I mean, I've got this one here. Don't you hate it when that happens? It's like a mystery. You know it's here somewhere. And then it just disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm going to cut around this one. I'm going to fussy cut because I want this one on my card. I know this one is like, it's not second generation. This is going to be faffy because it's only a small piece of card to hold on to. Yeah, I don't know why I'm drawn to the subtles. I suppose that reflects everything. I don't wear a lot of colour. I like navy. I wear a lot of navy. I've got a project to show you after, actually. I did pop it on my Facebook page and on my Instagram. It's a bit rough. A bit of rough cutting, but I think it just needs something different. I think we'll put that one at the bottom. And then it will hide my fast fussy cutting. Let's put a bit of glue on the back of there. And then put you under. And then a bit on the back of this one. What was I talking about? Yeah, my World Nutella Day project, if you saw that. There, little cluster of leaves. Save those for another project. So I've still got all these pieces left. Still got these two butterflies as well I can use on something else. Yeah, I'll show you that, my cute little jars of Nutella after. So there we go. There's our floating and fluttering, quite 3D card. I haven't made that box yet. I can see a bit of glue. I'm just going to rub it. So I've been promising to make a box to house a card rather than an envelope, so that you could, obviously if you were posting it, you'd have to put it in another box to keep it safe and to stop it from getting squashed. But if you were hand giving it, I think a nice 3D card, something that's sort of popped up, would be lovely if it had its box. So I have got some, I've been doing some sketches, so I will get onto that, and maybe I'll just pop on and do a live. Okay, let's do something on the inside. Let's bring in our grid paper again. And I thought I would use something from here. So this is a Celebration set. So this is our Celebration brochure. So if you're new to Celebration, basically between January and the end of February, for each £45 order you place, you can choose anything from here for free until you get towards the back of the catalogue. So we've got papers and stamps. And when you get here to page 12, this set and on the opposite page, the Berry Blessings, these are free when you spend £90. So I have done videos on, or lives on both of these. Don't think I've actually filmed a video on this one, but I did the little picnic basket, and there's a class coming. My sweet strawberry class is coming. I'm just waiting for my stamps to get here so I can actually create the projects, and then I will do a live for you. So the Heal the Heart, I just think it's so appropriate at the moment. We need to be sending out cards for no reason whatsoever than just to say that you're there for someone and that you're thinking of them. And I just think this is a really good set. I know you've got on here, sorry for your loss. Sadly, we are hearing about people that have been victims of COVID, and I think it's just a really good set. So being that my card was a thank you one, I thought I would use this one today. So on my insert, let's do the lid up. Thanks, Lynn, that's nice of you to say. Glad you're enjoying my card. Open up the memento, and then I've pulled out just the thank you one, but then I'm also going to add another stamp to it as well. And I find a stamp like this is quite forgiving, so it almost looks like it's already on a wonk, if you know what I mean. It doesn't look like if you lined it on a line, it would be straight. So I think it's one of those ones where you can kind of just stamp it down and wing it. Just beautiful, that script. And then I'm going to follow it with, I don't know what I would do without you. Because there are people that I don't know what I'd do without them at this moment. You know, we are all supporting each other. Times are tough. Now, what I like to do, let me just show you. Because when you buy a stamp set, you have to mount your stickers on, and I can see there's a bit of sticker overlapping at the top, which means although what I'm looking at, it might not stamp as straight as I've mounted my sticker. So what I tend to do is have like a practice run. So I line it up, I stamp it on a line on my grid paper, and then see how straight it is compared to this. So I'm going to hover right over. Now, I think that looked pretty straight. I pressed quite hard there, but that looked pretty straight on my line. And if you can see, it does look pretty straight. So I would say that I did quite a good job when I mounted this and put my sticker on quite straight. Sometimes when you turn it over, it might be that there's more rubber at one edge of the stamp than the other. So let's have a go. I won't press so hard this time. And I won't leave it for there as long. And because it's a very small stamp, you don't need to apply, when I say small stamp, I mean tiny words. Don't need to apply too much pressure. So I'm just going to hover over and overlap it. And hope that it's straight. That's not too bad. So I wanted it to overlap the thank you. So maybe in hindsight, I could have stamped off the thank you. That would probably have looked quite nice. I'm not going to turn it over because if you can see, it will show through because it's black. But I'm quite happy with that. You like the colour combo? Yeah, I'm quite liking it too. I do like Night of Navy. Like I've said, I do wear a lot of navy clothes. Hence, I've got my cashmere on today because it's chilly. Oh, I'm layered up. Honestly, I feel like Michelin woman today. All the layers to keep me warm and cosy. I mean, the heating's on over here, but it's not as toasty as the house at the minute, especially when we light those fires. And I never sit by the fire. I always sit away from it because you know what it's like. You sit by it, you get nice and toasty, and then as soon as you move away, even though it's not that cold, you feel cold. So there we go. I've got a busy few days coming up with products finally coming through, and I've got prep to do for team training. I need to get these scrapbooking kits finished. I will then need to film videos on scrapbooking. So I'm not sure whether I will be going live with my scrapbooking. Don't know if there are people out there that would be interested in watching that. So I'm going to have a think on that. Maybe if you're interested, you could drop me a message. If you'd like to see what I create for my layouts, my scrapbook layouts, then maybe I will go live on my page. But we'll see, a bit of thought. So I've got lots to do. Wanted to share a couple of things with you before I go. So this is our promotion this month. It's the Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick promotion. Now, in 2017, we had a celebration set called Hey Chick, and it's this one here. Now, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a fan of it. It was a bit crazy for me, that chick. I like this one, and I like this one. But this one with the hair, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And Belle, I loved what you did with your project last night. I'm going to have to watch it again because I did have to dash over and put a log on the fire in between your live yesterday. So I'm going to go back on and have another look. But so this Hey Chick stamp set, it came out in 2017 as a celebration freebie, and it went crazy. Everybody loved it. And so Stampin' Up have decided to bring it back for us, but they're bringing some dies to go with it. So we've got the chick dies, and it's real farmyardy, really fun. And there's a couple of projects there. It's a bit blurry. Obviously, my printer isn't the best of quality, or my ink is running low. But I have shared a bit of inspiration on my Instagram as well, I think, and on my blog. I did a post about it. I'm just finding the stamps for you. Let's look in the back, so that's the quickest way to find it. So they've brought out, so we have this other stamp set in the mini catalogue called Hey Birthday Chick. So it's on page 52. So here it is. So this is Hey Birthday Chick. Okay, so you've got this lovely chick here, chicken. And then you've got the crazy haired one, of course. That obviously had to make another appearance, didn't it? But with the special offering we have, which is available until June, by the way, they've released these exclusive dies as well that go with it, these here. So it's really fun. I haven't succumbed yet. I am very tempted, and I'm feeling very inspired by what I am seeing. So that is something that is happening at the moment. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, I promised to show you my little box. So these, I saw these in a shop and I just thought, how cute are they? They're just the cutest. I like Nutella. I don't eat it very often. I quite often put it in a banana loaf, like layer it in between the cake mixture, and it is divine. But I saw them and just couldn't resist. So, and then I saw somebody had created this little box. But of course, I had to tweak it because I wasn't happy with the way it closed, and I tried moving the lid to a different place. So I've used the, it's gone out of my head, the Wreath Builder dies for the heart. It actually cuts out, let me grab it in my set. How far back is it? So it's in the annual catalogue. Gosh, how many dies have I got? Way too many. So this is the Wreath Builder. Fabulous, fabulous all round. I mean, you were using this yesterday, Belle, weren't you? It's just such a lovely set of wreaths. And I used this little heart here to cut out those hearts. And then I covered over, where the cutout lovewood is, I covered that over with a little, like, arrow banner. And then this little heart here was from these double heart dies. And then the word love that fell out of that pool party heart, I stuck down there. So I was really pleased. I thought it was really fun. And I've also got, if I can reach them without rocking my table, managed to get some pre-packed waffles to go with it. So my plan is to package the waffles a bit like the box, and then I'm going to give them out. So yeah, that Arrange a Wreath die set, the Wreath Builder rather, I think the stamp set, let me grab the stamps. The stamp set is great. So here's the stamps. It's such a good seasonal stamp set that will work kind of all year round. But the dies are just fabulous. The dies on their own you can get so much use out of. So yeah, and I'm glad that it came in really handy for me for kind of like a Valentine-y kind of love theme as well. So yeah, so that was my little share of the box. I think I've had a lot of people asking me about the box and that they like the box. So I think I will maybe do another live and show you how I've put it together. I haven't stuck my bottom tab in and it keeps dropping, but it's just a really simple little box. It uses more than a half a sheet of cardstock, which does disappoint me a bit, but it is lovely. So there we go. I think that's it from me today, guys. If I can help you with anything, please do shout at me. There are other new things coming, but I'm not going to share that today. We've got more butterflies coming our way, so I'm going to do something separate about that. But just a little heads up in case you've seen them anywhere. They are coming. They are coming, I think, in March. So as a demonstrator, we are able to pre-order them at the moment. And if you wanted to join my team right now, you can also get your hands on pre-order items as well. So you could get your hands on those lovely butterflies that are coming before anybody else. So without further ado, I am going to clean up my stamps, go grab myself a coffee, put another log on the fire, check everything's safe over there, and then come back over and get stuck into these kits and get stuff posted out, and hoping that in the next couple of days another delivery will be coming. So thank you all for joining me. It's been lovely to have some company. Thanks, Belle. You've liked my projects. Bless you. So yeah, so bye for now. Take care, and I will be back with you all very soon. Cheerio.